One of the most versatile power tools you can have in your shop is a bandsaw. What I find to be the best thing I use mine for is resawing material. You can cut curves and things with it, but you can cut veneers, whether they're fairly thick. These are 1/16 of an inch. You can cut, if you have a good material you want book matched, you can use it for that. This right here is a 32nd. You can cut veneers that thin, or you can use it if you have a thick board and you just need 2 boards. You can use it for that too. All that's resawing. You don't have to buy a jig for it. You can make your own. And what I like to do is show you my technique and what I did to make these, and they work really good. So, but before I go to the bandsaw, I'd like to do some little bit of illustration on a whiteboard to describe exactly what I'm doing. If you're new to bandsawing and you hadn't gotten into the resawing yet, this may be helpful for you. So stay with me and I'll move on to the whiteboard and describe what I'm doing with these before I go to the bandsaw and show you how I set it up. Okay, this is a top view of my jig on the bandsaw, just to illustrate. This right here is the blade. There's the kerf of the blade. This portion of the jig is rounded over with a center line. This is mine's about 1 1/8 from here to here. So what this gives me the ability to do, if I have a piece of material, before I hit this blade, so that the tip of my teeth are in this center line. And if I bring a piece of material in here, what this allows me to do is ride this curve until this board is right where I want it on that center line. So when your material gets to your blade, it's already where you want it as far as this distance that you're looking to cut your thickness. So once you get it, once it rides up here, what you have is your blade cutting. You have your piece of material here, and you have your kerf for your cut riding up here. So this point right here is a pivot point, and what that allows you to do is adjust your material for the drift of the blade, and you don't have to worry about anything fighting against that drift. So the way I do it is you need to keep pressure, constant pressure in this direction, and then your pressure pushing through the blade is this direction. Those two stay constant. The more constant you can be, the better you're going to have a cut. And the way I keep adjusting through the cut is I look at the back side of this blade right here, and I watch the kerf and make sure that that back side of the blade is staying consistent on each side, and that'll let you ride that cut through. So the pivot point and the front of your blade are in line so that you can make minor adjustments through the cut and give you a consistent cut through the process. So that's a basically how it works, and I'll show you on the bandsaw how I go ahead and set mine up. It's not real difficult. And then I'll close the video with resawing a board in half. It's slow. The teeth on these blades, the blade I have in here is a 4 TPI. My 3 is either dull, dirty, or something, so old. I didn't have a 3 TPI, so it's a slow cut. And that's the other thing, is as you learn to do this, you'll learn how to go through. Sometimes it'll cut faster depending on material, and sometimes it's a little bit slower. But the biggest thing you want to do is be consistent with your pressures. This is important on the side because you want to keep it along the straight up and down. If it wavers off of that, you're going to have inconsistent cut. Also, making these, my video about flatness, straightness is just as important, so you want all of your stuff flat and straight. So let's move on to the bandsaw. I've made 2 different heights of these. I think this is 12 inches, this is 6 inches. This bandsaw has a capacity to go ahead and resaw pretty high. I don't use this often, but I have used it before on some materials. We'll show you how to set this up. Like I said, this being straight is very important. It's important too that you understand your equipment and how to set it up and how it works. I'm not going through the setup. I'm just showing how to do the resawing. So I'll pull this in tight so I can show you the process of just setting it up, and then we'll show you some cutting. So the first thing we're going to do when we set this up is, I've got a center line down here that's my pivot point. We're going to bring this in, and I'm going to line up the very front of my teeth on that line. And then I just use some C-clamps to clamp this thing to the fence. And that portion of it's done. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to line up parallel the teeth of the blade to this part right here. So the way I go about setting up the blade parallel, of course everything's tensioned properly, is I bring this in as close as I can get it without touching the teeth. And then I just eyeball this adjustment. So I hadn't found a good way to go ahead and bring this in with a measurement, because the blade will flex too much. So when I think I'm there, I lock this down and I just bring my blade in, or bring the jig in, and see if I'm hitting any teeth at the bottom before the top. And if I am, I go ahead and readjust to compensate for that. You can really get this tuned in just by eyeballing it. It takes a little bit of practice, but it can be done. Of course, depending on your saw, depends on how well that can be done. I think we're probably right on the money right there.